Different types of real estate business models exist in the real estate industry today. And in this video, I'm going to explore a lot of different options that's available to you, whether you're a real estate agent, a home seller, a home buyer, or an investor. Services surrounding buying and selling real estate is as free of a market as you can imagine. There's a lot of different options: for sale by owner or private sale, selling to an investor or a cash buyer, selling to an iBuyer, or engaging the services of a discount brokerage, a flat fee or a low fee brokerage, or all the way to a full service brokerage. Every possible option already exists today when it comes to buying, selling, investing in real estate. And it really depends on what your situation is and what your expectation of service and value is. So let's look at the different real estate options that you have today. Let's say you're a home seller. You want to sell your house. You don't want to employ the services of a real estate agent. You don't want to sell to an investor. What option do you have? You can sell it yourself. So there are a lot of companies out there today that exist that help for sale by owners or private sale sellers by providing them with the tools that they need, whether it's a website listing on the internet, a for sale sign, marketing materials, all that sort of stuff. But then you have to do everything yourself. Somebody calls you from the sign, they want to look at the house, you got to be able to show the property to them. Somebody wants to negotiate an offer, you got to put together all the necessary paperwork in order for that to happen. And of course, you can contact your lawyer and they can help you out with that. But there's a lot of different things, from getting the signage up, marketing your property. Where will potential buyers see that listing? How do you handle appointments? How do you screen prospective buyers? How do you know buyers that you're letting into your house are qualified and motivated and are able to purchase your home? How do you put that offer together? How do you negotiate all of the different contingencies? What happens if something goes wrong on a home inspection? How do you handle that? What happens when something goes wrong on the closing? So for example, let's say the buyer doesn't get their financing, or the buyer somehow changes their mind and doesn't want to purchase your home anymore. How do you deal with that? So when you're selling your home privately, you've got to be prepared to handle all of this from start to finish. From putting the sign up on your property, marketing the home, negotiating the sale, and making sure the successful closing or completion happens of that sale. Now, there are also companies that help you do this, and some of these companies are licensed brokerages. Now, the unfortunate news is some of these companies have gone out of business. There was a really big one here in Ontario, Canada, and several years ago they were called Comfrey, then they became Purple Bricks. That model didn't work out. Now, they were very high volume, and of course, the idea behind them is pretty much to attract home sellers with the idea that they're going to be saving tens of thousands of dollars in commission if they sell their home themselves. They charged a low fee or a very flat fee, and they did pretty much the basic stuff, which is they gave you a nice looking sign, they posted the listing on the local MLS and on the internet, and they had optional add-on services. Certainly this is one option if you want to save on the commission. You've just got to ask yourself, how involved do you want to be in the real estate transaction? Let's look at a step above that, which is selling to an investor or a cash buyer or a wholesaler or an iBuyer. Some of you have probably received advertisements in your mailbox. Some of you maybe see this on the internet when you're browsing your social media or websites, and some of you probably see signage around your local neighborhood that pretty much is a company that's offering to buy, or an investor offering to buy your home for cash. We buy houses, we pay cash for houses. No matter what condition it is, we want to buy your house. So some of you may have picked up the phone or sent an email out to these companies, and you realize what the terms are for them to be able to purchase your home. Now you got to think about this. If you're a home seller and you own a home in pristine condition, chances are an investor is not going to want to buy your home in pristine condition unless market conditions exist that allow them to add a profit to that. Most of the homes that are being sold to cash buyers or iBuyers or wholesalers are likely homes that need a lot of work. Think about it this way. Let's say I'm an investor. If I'm looking for a home, of course, my mandate is to be able to build a profit whenever I purchase that home, do the necessary repairs and flip it, and then offer it to the market. How much money do I want to make? Well, of course, it depends on the investor's financial goals. Now, if you're a home seller and you're looking for top value for your property, chances are you're not going to be able to achieve this if you're selling it to a home investor, a cash buyer, a wholesaler, or an iBuyer company. The reason why is because these companies want to build in a huge amount of profit in order for that business model to become profitable for them and to make sense for them. An investor, a wholesaler, or an iBuyer might look for a home that needs a bit of repair. They'll make an offer. Let's say the market price is here. They're going to make an offer somewhere around this, but In addition to that purchase price, they now have to pay for what it needs to rehabilitate that home or to make the necessary improvements and renovations to that home. Then they've got to pay all of the costs that are associated with that as well, such as their financing costs to carry that home, mortgage interests, closing costs, lawyer fees, land transfer tax. Now, after that, they've got to consider what is the current market price and what is that percentage of profit margin they're going to make after paying. Let's say they hire a real estate agent to sell that home for them. They've got to pay the real estate agent now. When you're selling as a home seller, you've got to keep in mind that these entities are not going to be paying you the market price for your home because they need to make money, obviously. So they need to either flip the home and invest in renovations for the home, carry the home for as long as it takes until it sells, and that comes at a cost. So you've got to be prepared that the convenience that you might get selling to one of these types of companies is going to come at a cost. And if you're okay with that cost, let's say, for example, you're relocating and you can't be bothered with renovations, repairs to bring your house up to market value, then maybe it makes sense. Some of these companies might be looking at a 10% or more discount to the market price. So if you're a home seller looking to sell to one of these entities, you got to keep that in mind. Now, within each of these different models, the investor model, the cash buyer, the wholesaler, the iBuyer, there's a whole bunch of different ways that they work. So for example, wholesaling is pretty much somebody who's going to put an offer on your home and their intention is to sell paper, which is to flip that agreement. So let's say, for example, you want $800,000 for your house. Market value is perhaps $800,000. Let's say I come in and I was able to negotiate a $750,000 purchase, or maybe even less. Let's say it's $730,000. Somehow I was able to get to negotiate that for your home. I go and turn around and look for somebody who's going to buy that $730,000 offer for maybe $750,000 or $760,000. Now, why would somebody want to do that? There's a whole intricate part about how wholesaling works. I'll create a whole video just dedicated to that. But let's say, for example, I find an investor that wants to buy that $730,000 that I made an offer for your home at for $760,000. I would profit $30,000, $730,000 to $760,000, $30,000 just for flipping or assigning that paper to that investor. And of course, whatever costs that I incur, maybe there's lawyer costs involved in that, who knows, but I make the profit after any costs that I incur. Now, why would a home seller want to do this? Perhaps they don't want to go through the home selling process. They don't want to work with a real estate agent. They don't want to sell to a cash buyer who made an even lower offer. So I come in as a wholesaler, I offer $730,000, you're happy with that. I go around and sell it to another investor for $760,000. They're happy to pay that. And now I pretty much flipped on paper, made $30,000. Now, wholesaling sounds sort of like real estate agents, doesn't it? Actually, no, because wholesaling doesn't require a license. So most wholesalers are likely not licensed in real estate, but it's effectively like making a commission of a real estate agent, except you're just flipping paper, you're just assigning agreements. Now, real estate agents licensed in Ontario, Canada, for example, cannot earn a commission based on the difference of a sale price. So for example, a real estate agent cannot go to you and say, hey, if I sell your house for $760,000 and you wanted $730,000 for it, I get $30,000. Is that fair? That's not the way it works. Real estate agents work in terms of commissions or fees, and I'll talk about that later. Now, there's also iBuyer companies. They'll come in, they'll make an offer for your home, they'll actually buy it outright from you. And so a lot of their promises are pretty much, I'll buy your home, we'll do all the renovations, we'll do all the showings, we'll sell it ourselves, but I'm gonna offer you this much right now, take it, and you'll be able to go on your way. Now, the flip side to that is, as a home seller, you got to be prepared and okay with the price that any iBuyer company offers you. Because keep in mind, similar to an investor or a cash buyer, and perhaps even a wholesaler to some extent, iBuyer companies need to make a profit on the purchase of your home. So let's say, for example, your home is worth $800,000 and they figure that maybe it's going to cost them $50,000 to $60,000 in renovations, plus the commissions and fees that they have to pay their real estate agents or a buyer agent or whatever. But let's say, for example, they offer you $720,000. There's an $80,000 margin between the market price of your home at $800,000 and what an iBuyer company is offering you at $720,000. Now, if you look at the website of these iBuyer companies, they talk about what fees and what commissions are involved with the purchase and sale of your home. So make sure you're working out your numbers properly before being attracted to any one of these particular business models. Now, the benefit again is if you're a home seller, you're looking to make a move right away, you don't have much time, you need to relocate, can't be bothered with repairs and renovations, you don't want to be there for showings, you just want to get out of there. So maybe that discount of price makes sense to you and you're willing to give up that potential earning in exchange for the convenience of being able to move right away. And that's okay. If you're a home seller and you're faced with that situation and that amount of money is worth it for you to get out and make your move and go on to the next home, that's up to you to decide. Now let's talk about real estate agents. Within the real estate agent services business model, there's a whole range of options, ranging from low fee, discount commissions, all the way to full service option and all the different commissions and fees associated with that. And this is why real estate is as free market as it is, because in every province and state, there's usually licensing bodies, and there's a bunch of real estate agents that are members of their real estate boards, and they offer all sorts of services for all sorts of fees. When you're a home seller and you're looking for a real estate agent, you can pretty much negotiate within the marketplace of real estate agents until you find the real estate agent that's going to provide the service that you need at the value that you expect. And of course, you've got to do your research, look at reviews, look at their profile, ask them how many homes they've sold, ask them what kind of experience they have in your neighborhood. But you can pretty much find real estate agents ranging from the low pay scale, low service, minimal service, discount service, all the way to full service. And of course, commission will match what kind of value and what kind of services that you get. One of the biggest differences with employing a real estate agent versus selling to an investor, cash buyer, wholesaler, iBuyer, or selling your own home is the level of service that you receive. So of course, if you're paying a commission for somebody to do the job for you and to represent your best interest in the transactions, you should expect to receive the value from the services that they offer. Now, real estate agents who list and sell your home have to go through an entire process to prepare your home, guide you through any kind of repairs and renovations. Some real estate agents offer services or pay for services included with their fee. Some of them have you pay for it. And basically what they'll do is they'll advise you on what needs to be repaired, maybe touched up, painted, cleaned, decluttered, how to prepare your home in order for them to be able to market it to the right crowd and to find the right buyer for you. They pretty much take your home, they put a marketing plan together, which includes digital photography, virtual tours. Some real estate agents offer home staging as part of the services, or they'll advise you to get your home staged. Then they list your home on the local real estate board, and they also promote it on social media, digital marketing. Perhaps they do direct mail into your neighborhood, and they send out your listing to their brokerages, list of buyers, or their own list of buyers. And then after that, they're qualifying the buyers that are going in to have a look at your home to make sure that they're qualified, they're motivated, they're going to be able to make a purchase. And then there's the offer process where they entertain offers from other real estate agents, perhaps their own buyers, and they guide you through all the different intricacies of the offer process. After they help you choose which buyer and which offer is the best, they then go through the process of completing the sale through to closing. And all the while, from start to finish, they should be there for you in case any hiccups come along the way. The reason why you may want to hire somebody to do all this for you is because you want somebody there to represent your best interest, to negotiate for you, to problem solve for you, to put out any fires that may come out, and then of course to guide you through a successful closing and to help you with referrals to mortgage brokers, lawyers, home inspectors if you're doing a pre-listing inspection, movers, home stagers, marketing companies that take care of marketing your home. And so if you're working with a real estate agent, you should expect full service, but you also get what you pay for. So if you work with somebody who's charging you lower commission or lower fees, they may not be able to provide the same services as somebody who charges higher commissions or higher fees, but that's just with every product or service that you buy. And so you should do a lot of research before deciding which business model you want to use when it comes to buying or selling your home. Now, I know this is somewhat of a quick video to be able to explain every single intricacies of all the different business models that exist today. What I primarily wanted to do is to give you an idea of the vast options that are available. So whether you're a real estate agent looking at the different business models that exist in our industry today, or you're a home buyer, seller, investor looking for what kind of services are available to you when it comes time for you to transact in real estate, it's a free market. There's a lot of different options available for you. There's a lot of different fees available to you, all the way from zero, which is don't sell your home, to full service and whatever commissions are involved and whatever fees are involved with that. If you have any questions or if you want to share any business model that maybe I forgot to cover, or if you want to give feedback about all of the different business models that exist today, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. If you're a real estate agent, good luck to you. Make sure that you're working on your business model so that you're providing the best services to your clientele. And if you're a home buyer, seller, or investor, make sure you do your research before deciding which real estate business model you want to use for the services that you require, and make sure you interview real estate agents to make sure you're provided with the best service, the best advice, and the best value. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.